always orbiting the Earth in the same speed and
Mm, yeah.
also falling 9 meters squared.
No, 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 no.
Well, we better go live. Just waiting for a couple of people for the panel. Jose's still live at the moment, so what I'll do is I'll just feed through the sound, the audio from Jose's Daily Boom over on Discord. Let me know out there if you hear it.
I can't even understand what this guy's saying, man.
Because I know more than you about this. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I got a quick little point over here. Gary, are those water levels on your picture are being used correctly? Because you said in the past that the camera can't be to the side; it has to be in line with the tubes.
I'm not sure what he's asking. I didn't use the water level.
The little spirit level, the spirit level.
Oh, yeah, I showed it. I showed the bubbles in my videos. The bubbles were level. The pipe was level on top of it. It was attached to it. They were level.
All right. Yeah, that was Extra J asking that he engaged with you.
Okay, I thought maybe he meant like the water tube where you line up two tubes.
No, the spirit level. Yeah, he was.
All right.
Big shout out, Chonji. What's up, man? Good to see you. Have you getting any feedback from your one-on-one a few days ago? It was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. Mostly everyone talking about Rumpus's little outburst and acting a fool again.
I disagree with that water level.
I enjoyed it.
Or the spirit level, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, it doesn't hurt, man, to just jump in and have some fun, have a laugh. Because why not?
I don't think I've ever seen anything about what they talk about.
The hard part about it was, Chris Babs isn't a flat earther. He's a whatever I want to be for the argument type of person. So it's a little more of a
just seeing if it's
different of a conversation.
Yeah, and he's a smart guy. He's very articulated. He got some skills to debate, so I'll give him that.
Earlier.
Oh yeah. I definitely enjoy talking to him. He's a good guy. That's
I'd have to grab it.
I've had quite a few conversations with him. That's why I keep.
Yep.
Hey, Gary, one more question.
Go ahead.
Can you explain a lunar or solar eclipse on the flat Earth?
Can you explain why the eclipse comes in from the top most of the time, and why?
Hey,
and what
Gary,
about Stellan
eclipses?
Answer
a question. Why you can't answer a question?
I answered the question.
No, you didn't.
Can you answer?
Me a question, Gary?
Why does the shadow come in from the top?
Can you explain a lunar eclipse on the flat Earth?
Yeah, I think I can, but I'm not going to say what my theory is yet because I'm not ready to. But you can't explain why the shadow comes in from the top. It should never come in from the top.
Okay, I don't.
And you can't explain the stellanellian without saying refraction, which is a bunch of load crap.
Hey, Gary, whether the shadow comes in from the top, bottom, or the sides, what is causing a shadow covering the moon? What's causing that? I don't care where it comes from.
I already told you I have a theory, but I'm not ready to state it yet. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. If what I do state it, and you can't explain why the shadow comes in from the top. We can't come in from the top if the sun. No, you can't. Well, let me hear your explanation. Why does the shadow come in from the top?
That's not the question, Gary.
No, I'm asking you a question. I told you I don't have the answer for it. I think I know, but I can't say it yet. I'm not ready to.
Okay, well,
you'll pick apart and I haven't thought it through. No, the solar eclipse is just the moon passing in front of the sun.
Oh, so the moon does pass in front of the sun. Okay.
For the solar eclipse.
Oh, okay. How does that work on the flat Earth?
Because they're both circling, and the sun is slightly faster than the moon, so it passes it by every once in a while. It's just like it does on the new moon.
Oh,
but once in a while, the path actually crosses right in front of it.
Oh, okay. That's wow.
It works perfect over a flat Earth with the two circling objects moving over the Earth, with the sun moving slightly faster than the moon, about an hour faster on the average.
Oh.
That's how it works for the cycles too. Works perfect.
Except that it doesn't explain the stellanellion.
No, the stellanellion. That's not a solar. That's a lunar eclipse. He's talking about the solar one right now.
You're right.
So Gary, when are you going to be ready to explain the lunar eclipse?
I haven't thought of it through enough, but I have a good idea what I think. But I'm not ready to state it yet.
So let me get this straight.
Well, I don't say a lot of things until I'm pretty sure. You know, it's like sometimes you got to think things through for a while before you make statements, right?
Okay, so let me get this right. Your method of determining what's causing this phenomena is just to think about it?
No, I have thoughts about it.
So what is your method?
I'm not ready. Okay, I've just told you I'm not ready to make my statements on it. I have my thoughts. I just haven't thought it through yet long enough to. I haven't worried about it. Put it that way.
Okay, so
now I want to hear I've answered your questions. I want to hear your explanation of why the shadow comes in from the top on a lunar eclipse.
I don't know. I just see a shadow. I don't know.
No, but the shadow should come in. If the sun is on the other side of the Earth, the shadow should come from the bottom up.
Is that right?
What? Why?
Is that right?
Why?
Because the Earth, the sun should be being blocked because most of the time the sun is out of view, right? So the Earth would be between it, but the sun is let me think. The sun is coming up, the moon is going down on the eclipse, right?
The moon is also orbiting. Remember, faster.
Gary,
no, I know, but I mean, for the lunar eclipse, it's always on a full moon,
Gary,
which means the moon is going down and the sun is coming up.
Gary, you're not.
So if the moon is going down and the sun is still on the other side, the shadow should come up from the bottom.
Hey, Gary, you're not thinking in 3 dimensions.
No, I'm thinking in 3 dimensions. You aren't.
Okay, now let me.
The shadow cannot come from the top.
Okay, all right, it can't come from the top. I give you that. So
then explain why it does. Explain why it does.
Hold on, I was asking you this question. I already answered that. I was asking you a question.
Okay, you're not the only one who answers or gets to ask questions.
Oh, but you never answer anything.
I've answered the question.
And I answered yours.
Good. I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's what I want to know. What is your method in understanding the lunar eclipse? What is your method?
I already told you I have my thoughts, but I'm not ready to make a statement on them yet. So I haven't given it enough thought to think it. I haven't thought it all through in all of its dimensions and all of its possibilities because I haven't really focused on it. I don't really care that much.
All right, yeah, you said that, but my question was, what is your method? And you said you haven't thought it through. So I'm asking you, your method of determining what's causing this is just by you thinking about it?
I just told you I have an idea, but I'm not going to state it yet. Why do you want me to make a statement when I told you I'm not ready to make a statement?
I'm not asking you what caused it. I'm asking you.
You want to know a method?
Yes. Yes,
the method is.
Yes, master. Yes,
I have an idea of what's causing it, but I'm not ready to make a statement yet.
Yes, master. I'm answering, master. I'm answering you, master. I'm answering you. Yes, my method is to sit and think about it and see how it works and put it in my mind. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I was just asking him that so I can so he can let me know the method that he's using. So maybe I might try the same method he's using. And
just think of it. I'll give you a little hint. Think about it in terms of angular compression with distance and topography. Think about that. And that's just barely a hint. I haven't thought it through, but I'm not going to explain why I think it.
Does it include perspective and Rayleigh criterion?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, not so much Rayleigh. I mean, Rayleigh criterion is always a factor, but for distance. But it's more about angle over a surface.
But as long as it doesn't include any new bodies that is going to block, is shadows, right? What is going on? It's not an extra body in the sky that we don't see, because that's kind of way out there, you know.
But my method the way I'm thinking doesn't necessarily cover a shadow coming in from the top, but it would cover a shadow coming in from the side. That's why I'm not ready to say that. I have to think it through. I'm not ready to give the whole thing.
That's fair. Gary, put it up. Gary, think it up. Put it in a video and come and talk about it at your own time. But yeah, go ahead, Master.
Hey, Gary, have it ever occurred to you that maybe you should learn how to learn physics to determine these things instead of just sitting thinking about it?
Physics isn't everything. Physics doesn't explain a lot of things. There's a lot of things we don't understand.
But there's a lot of things,
including why the shadow comes top down on those lunar eclipses.
Oh no! If you really wanted to know why, all you had to do was look in the science books. Is there? So see, this is why asking me.
No, I haven't actually seen an explanation for that. In fact, Jose played the other day a little clip of a lunar eclipse, and the guy was confused. He was like, "Well, how come the shadow is coming from the top?" He was all confused.
This isn't something that you can learn watching a YouTube live chat. This takes
no. I've only seen one lunar eclipse. I was on my way to work. I was watching it in my rear view mirror, but the shadow was coming in from the top, kind of angling downward from the top. And it's and I thought the same thing. This is odd. It shouldn't come from the bottom.
That would happen in the 3-dimensional universe. That would happen.
No, that you can't just say a 3-dimensional and then you can't explain how that works. You just said 3-dimensional because it sounds good, and that's what you guys like to say. Oh, I think 3D, but you don't know. You can't explain it.
Hey Gary, I can't explain it because I'm not a physicist. The physicists can explain it.
Okay, you give too much credit to physicists. You are a human being with eyes and a mind. Sometimes
Gary, let's use your method of determining what happens. Let's think about it. So
well, maybe you can explain.
So let's think about it then. The moon, the light going to the moon from the sun is getting blocked by something. In this case, the Earth. Yeah. So. Maybe.
No, if it was, then the shadow would have to come from the top, from the bottom going up.
So Gary, maybe the Earth is coming in from the top.
Are you joking? So you think the Earth is dropping down to the sun? Then the sun would have to be on the bottom of the Earth on your ball. If sun's coming up on a lunar eclipse. The sun is coming up.
You asked for an explanation on the globe.
Oh, well, but you got to give one.
So I just gave you one on the globe.
And it made zero sense on your globe.
Give us one on the flat Earth, please.
It didn't make any sense on the globe. Did you hear what you actually said?
No, it actually does. You're just denying.
No. You're saying
model.
the Earth is somehow dropping between the sun and the moon. That's kind of what you're saying.
Because the moon has a path of its own, yes.
No, your explanation was totally.
No, it actually makes a lot.
I'm sorry, it's actually quite laughable.
Right. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean anything. Can you explain it on the flat Earth yet?
Well,
because I just explained it on the
maybe he can explain why the shadow comes from the top.
So you asked us to explain it on the globe, and I just did. Now it's your turn. Explain it on the flat Earth.
You gave an explanation that made zero sense, so I'm sorry.
Your
answer's been weighed in the balances.
Personal incredulity fallacy.
Just because you give an explanation doesn't mean it was correct. I'm sorry, it was really pretty pathetic.
You don't understand it.
Blue is still in here, it looks like. Maybe Blue can answer why the eclipse usually is coming top down.
But Gary, Gary, you constantly say you don't know stuff. But every time we explain something to you or the science is explained to you, you deny it. So how can you deny these things and hold on, Gary, let me finish. How can you deny these things and reject these things if you admit that you don't know what's causing these things? You don't know. So when we give you an explanation, you just deny it. How is that being honest? Where's the honesty at?
I can reject your explanations if they don't make any sense. Why is that a problem for you?
You don't know how it
make sense. Sorry.
Do you reject when somebody tries to explain something to you and it's pathetic? Do you reject it?
I don't reject anything I have.
I can claim science, but you can't. You still can't describe why the shadow comes top down.
One second, guys. Really quick.
And Ed, I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead. I'll cut y'all off.
That's what I was gonna. Shout out to C4. Want to say hello, bro? What's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on?
All is good. You staying safe out there, bro?
Yeah, I'm trying to, man. How are you?
All good. All good. Good to hear you, man.
Yeah, good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I wanted to say hello to Dolphis Manfred. Haven't seen you around here. Welcome to the festivities. Okay, C4, I want to hear you, man. Go ahead.
So Gary, I just had a question for you because I've been hearing you say about I think it was angular compression. Is that correct?
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
So yeah, you're right. I'm not good with like the optics and all that stuff, and I'm really not good with everything that you talk about as far as your observations. So I just wanted to know what is angular compression and how does it work?
Angular compression is just when your angle to a surface becomes narrow. Now, some of you guys will use the word foreshortened or something like that, but it's just the angle is too narrow over a surface in the distance, and the information in that far end is in a compressed area. It's in a small area to the point where you can't see it. I'm going to make a video. I took a video today of a field where they have irrigation checks, and they're all spaced the same distance apart to the field. The fields are level because that's how they irrigate over here. They just have a slight slope from one end to the other for drainage and for the water to travel down the furrows. But it will show you if you're right next to the field, those checks look wide at first, and then they get narrow until you get to the distance across the field that you can't hardly tell one check from another because the angle over the surface is too narrow. That's compression. That's all that information is compressed into a small space. Even though all those things are just as wide, you can't see the spaces between them in the distance either. And that's the same thing. I got another video I took today, and I was in the barn, and it has all these rafters. It has support poles all over the place. It's excellent for looking at how perspective works. And you'll see that the roof appears to slant downward in the distance, and towards the far end, the lights appear to slant down, but also the sides appear to slant inward at the same time. So that's all perspective. How that works, I don't know. It's the way the angles from your eyes to the object is. You can draw it out on paper and kind of understand it, but it's too hard to explain. You there?
Right, yeah. I'm here.
I thought I lost you. My screen was black.
Oh, no, you're good, man. I was just asking because a couple times I've looked up like angle compression, and I worded it different times on Google. I just couldn't find anything on it, so I didn't know where you were getting that from. Was that just something?
Oh, I made it up myself. I made it up.
Okay. All right.
Very honest. Very honest.
The angle is narrow. The information is compressed.
Hey,
so I call
Gary,
it angle.
Very honest. Hey, C4, you the man. You say I look.
Yeah. I've said it numerous times.
No, that's cool, Gary. No, like I said, I was looking it up, and I'm like, where? I can't find it. I word it differently every time.
No, you won't find it, but you can find other people use it. I don't know if I made it up or if I just subconsciously picked it up somewhere. I don't know, but I started talking about it. It was my idea in my head, so I don't know.
All right, no, there you go, no problem, man. I was kind of confused. I'm like, I didn't know if this was a thing or it was just your thing. But all right, so the other thing I wanted to let you know is like I was busting your balls earlier because when Master asked you how you measured, I think it was the speed and distance from the ISS, and you said you used your eyes. You were looking at it, and that's how you got your.
I'm just saying it doesn't look far and it doesn't look fast.
But
that's all.
But though that's like.
No, I don't know, and I don't think you actually do either. I think those are things that they don't tell us everything.
Right. Okay. No. Besides that, I'm just saying, like, I can't look at something and see how fast something is, how far away it is. Like, I can't get specific measurements or speed by looking at it.
No, you can't.
Confident. No. Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah.
No, but I've had SpaceX also fly over my house. I had my sister call me, and I specifically asked her because she wanted to know what it was. She figured I would know, and I told her, I go, well, that's SpaceX. Which I don't understand. It came from my north and was heading towards my south when it launched from Long Beach, which is south of me. I don't know how that happened, but I had actually been out here looking. But it looks just like what you see in the videos, on the news and stuff. And I asked her, I go, does it look like it's going 17,500 miles an hour, or does it look like it's just low and not that fast? And the way you see it, that's the way it looks. It doesn't look like it's high, and it doesn't look like it's fast.
What you said SpaceX? Is that what you said?
Yeah, SpaceX came over my house one night.
What is SpaceX?
That's Elon Musk and his missiles his things that he's been launching.
A rocket?
Yeah, it's his rocket. It's the one that it forms like a big bluish bubble over it. Looks like it has a light in the front.
All right. Well,
it came right over my house.
So you mean a rocket was launched? SpaceX is the company name.
SpaceX is the company. It's one of his rockets that he sent up.
Okay. All right. Now I know.
But you know the one I'm talking about on the news where you see it, and it looks like a big blue bubble with a light in the front. It's really odd looking.
Hey Gary,
let me jump in 1 second. Sorry, Master Kalik. Two things. I want to welcome Truth Nurse. You got speaking roles. I lost the audio for like 30 seconds, but I fixed it. Doofy's Manfred, he might have a quick explanation on the shadow coming from above in the lunar eclipse. I think that's the last. We're gonna touch on that really quick. If Doofus, you want to get a mic check, see if you got sound. I don't know if you wanted to speak.
Oh, hello.
Hello. What's up?
Yeah, I was just trying to look for the specific eclipse, like which month or year, so I could see if I can plot it out to see where the misconception is.
Well, the thing to keep in mind is that the umbra produced by the Earth is much larger than the diameter of the Moon. So it just depends on which part of the umbra the Earth is passing through. The Moon is passing through. If that's making any sense. Imagine this big black blob up there in the sky where there's no light that's being blocked by the Earth, but the Moon is nowhere near as large as that big black blob. Okay, as it passes into it, if it passes into the bottom part of it, it's going to look like the eclipse starts at the top and works its way down. If it starts at the top of it, it's going to look like the eclipse begins at the bottom and works its way up. If it comes in from the side, that's what you usually see. Is it looks like it's tilted, a little bit northwest to southeast, and it moves across the face of the Moon that way. But you can see any of those conditions. It just depends on which eclipse you happen to be talking about. And it makes perfect sense.
Actually, it doesn't. Not when it's coming from the top. But when the sun is just ready to pop up. No, I know your explanation fell short. I'm sorry. It just fell short.
Your ability to understand.
It was a nice try. It just fell short.
Don't insult me, Gary. I'll just turn around and insult you back, okay? Leave it
go
at
ahead.
Gary, why did
it fell short? Sorry, Blue.
Gary, why did
it fell short?
Your understanding level fell way short, Gary. Sorry.
No, I understand that the sun is coming up, the moon is going down, and it can't possibly have a shadow come from the top. It's not possible.
Hey, Big Blue.
Yeah,
hey, Big Blue.
Can.
Hey, Big Blue. Like I said earlier, man, I respect you. You're one of my favorites on the show, man. I respect you like a mother.
We're having fun.
What I have to say to you, Big Blue, is this flat Earth stuff is just humorous, and your intelligence is it's too much for him. And I understand how it gets under your skin, but this is just for laughter. You know what I'm saying? Let's just laugh at it because it's fun.
That's usually what I do. I just laugh at them until they start with personal insults, and I don't care for that.
And Blue, I learned a lot from you.
Did I insult you?
Big Blue, I learned a lot from you too, man. I appreciate you.
Did I insult you, Blue? I just said your explanation fell short. That's all I said.
You insulted his intelligence.
Did I call? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
hey,
gee.
I didn't say that.
I questioned Blue.
Master,
I didn't say that.
You sound very, very stupid, Master. Why are you talking? Loser.
Hey, Gary. John, why are you talking?
Hey, Gary, you said you seen these the SpaceX rockets go overhead. If gravity isn't real, how do you think they launched those things?
With a rocket. They powered it. It's powered flight.
You say gravity isn't real. How do you think
it's powered flight.
How do you think they launch rockets if gravity isn't real?
They had powered flight. They had rockets that launched it up.
I got a little
Lifted
something
up a
here.
heavy weight.
Hey, I got a little something I want to share. So if you guys want to either watch on the YouTube, on YouTube, it's gonna be like 30 seconds lag. But if you click on my icon, I'm sharing a clip, a little video from Astronomy Live. Big shout out and thank you very much. I think he'll be alright if we share this. You know, it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. So let's hit play on this. We got no audio. We're just gonna observe an ISS here. ISS and SpaceX Crew 1 Resilience flying by Jupiter. Big shout out to everybody here in the call. It's been an excellent night show. I had a blast. You know, thank you for the participation, everybody. I'll do a quick shout out while we got it on screen. Big Blue, C4, Doofys, Ed Fres, Gary, John Bernards, Master Khalik, Professor Phil, Sean G, Terry, Truth Nerds, and Josie. I think he's gonna slow it down. Joe, what?
Yossi.
Josie. Josie.
Yossi.
Yossi.
Yeah.
Yossi. All right. This is really cool shot from Jupiter, bro, and the little moons. I hope he slow it down. There you go. Yeah, he's getting slower. Oh shit. So they're measuring kind of the angular size. I guess they know what type of zoom they're using and all that kind of stuff. I like this type of observations, man. I have never been able to pull off an ISS pass myself to record it, bro. And the Astronomy Live guy and Reds, they have some equipment to do this the right way, man. Fucking
Have you seen the ISS though?
I haven't. No, personally, no. I've seen the videos. I don't have to question it. I know it's predictable, and a few flat earthers have caught it. I think that's my go-to is like, yeah, if flat earthers have caught it, I don't have to deny it. Like yeah, this is up there, you know.
Yeah, I don't mean like zoom in with a telescope, just with the naked eye.
No, I never attempted to try to find it and look for it or whatever, you know. I tried once.
Okay.
I mean, I tried 2 times a few years ago, but I didn't have the patience.
I did yesterday. Yeah, it's already yesterday for me. I saw it for the first time. It was pretty cool.
Really? Just now? Damn.
Do you know that if you see video of ISS, like it's flying besides the moon, and then you see the bird also. It's just like the bird is flying.
This is like a bird, just a mechanical bird with a beautiful shape, right?
So you not really know where the ISS is.
No, you do. You don't. I mean, you don't want to believe it. It's your prerogative.
Nobody knows. I'm just saying, it's just like the bird.
You don't know. You say nobody knows, but yeah, people know. People know. You just say that nobody knows.
Okay,
it doesn't make it real.
But that I am saying, if you're looking through the camera and taking the video, and then is the bird flying there also? It's just like the bird is flying.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I'll say like I got the ISS. I gotta review it, and it's a bat or something.
It's true. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, what's that we looking at? What's that we looking at on the screen, Gary?
Yeah, that's awesome. That was awesome.
It's a grill.
It's an ad. It's a kiss for grill.
Gary, are you there?
Some girl dancing over there. Oh, it's over.
Yeah, no,
that's a cool video, man. This one.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's that we looking at on the screen?
I don't know. I can't even see it. I'm on a phone. It's just a little dot.
It's the ISS, very, very detailed with a telescope. You can imagine what we're seeing.
Yeah. I'm not denying there's a ISS or something flying up there. I never denied that.
All right, so if it's there, is it possible that there's cameras up there on it?
I have no idea what's on it, and I don't think you do either.
I asked you, was it possible that it's a camera on there?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a camera on there.
Okay, if it's possible that it's a camera on there, is it possible that that camera is giving us footage of the Earth from there?
Is it possible that if the footage they give you has a big curve, like it's a ball underneath it, when it's only 240 miles high?
That's not what I asked you. I asked you.
Well, no, I'm asking you. How would a camera show a ball from only 240 miles high? It's barely above the Earth. It's not very high. This Earth is, according to what everything we've been told, this Earth is huge. There's no way you can see the entire ball, but every time they show it, you see this ball. Right? How is that possible?
No, you don't.
You don't see the entire ball.
Oh, you see 2/3 of it. You know,
no, you
a lot of
don't.
time.
No, you don't.
You see the whole big round. Sure, you do. I see it all the time on their.
No, you
I've watched
don't.
many of their videos. Sure, you do.
It looks like a hologram. It's hologram.
Come on, you see it all the time. And then, not to mention all the times where nothing below is moving. They're out there for 20 minutes, and the scenery underneath is staying the same.
Like you can talk over me.
And not to mention the ladies with the hair straight up.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm tired of you doing this. You're just making stuff up, Gary. You never see a view.
The ladies' hair is straight up.
Let's hear one full statement from her.
Now,
I can't understand anything right now. It's robotic.
Because it ain't going to work here.
I mean, the interruptions is the only down vote that I give these type of discussions. Without interruptions, it will be fucking perfection. It will be fun. It will be nice.
Hey, can I ask Blue? Hey, what about the ladies' hair? Why?
Allow him to answer you fully, please. If you want to answer, ask him something.
Why does the ladies' hair stay straight up all the time on the ISS? They're not, supposedly they're in only microgravity. They're not in zero gravity. So why does it always stay straight up? They even point at it.
Why don't you ask one of the ladies? Have you ever heard of hairspray?
Is that anti-gravity hairspray? Special NASA invented anti-gravity hairspray?
I don't know, Gary, but I know I see my wife's hair sticking straight up a lot, and she's here on Earth.
So they all use this intensively stiff hairspray when they got all this wiring all over the place. I mean, just do they think it's a stylish look? Is that what it is?
Gary, do you think the orbit of the moon is coincident with the ecliptic plane? Is it in the same? Are those two planes the same?
The moon moves back and forth on each horizon. Every 14 days, it switches and goes back north. Then 14 days later, it switches and goes back south on both horizons.
No, the orbit of the moon.
It makes huge changes. Every 14 days, it reverses course.
No,
it goes back the other direction.
I'm asking you about the plane of the orbit of the moon. Is that coincident with the ecliptic or not?
The ecliptic is over the center, right? It's over the equator, right?
The ecliptic plane is the plane that the Earth.
Isn't it the equatorial?
And all the planets.
Path across the sky.
No, it's not necessarily the equator. It will cross the equator, of course.
All I'm saying is, does the moon move back and forth on each horizon? Does it switch every day?
About whether the moon's orbit is tilted with respect to the ecliptic plane or not.
It doesn't look tilted to me. It just looks like it moves back and forth on each horizon. You can actually. There's times I sit here in my backyard. I watch the moon all the time. Sometimes it's way south and it's behind the trees when it comes up. Sometimes it's way north and it's almost coming over my head. And nothing's blocking it. Every 14 days it switches. It goes back the other direction on each horizon. How do you explain that?
Well, with simple geometry, Gary, but you've got to look at not the flat Earth model. You got to look at the globe model.
No, actually, it works on the flat Earth. It works perfectly on a flat Earth model. Oh, yes, it does. It just contracts and expands its circuit.
Not a
thing.
It
works perfectly. It works perfectly. I can explain where its horizon set every day.
Not a thing. You can't explain a lunar eclipse on the flat Earth.
Well, neither can you.
Yes, I
think I can. But you can't explain it. No, you can't. You gave an explanation that fell short. Sorry, Blue. It just didn't work.
You gave an understanding that fell short, Gary. I'm sorry that you can't understand it. And it's a shame.
Well, I can't understand baloney. No, I can't understand baloney.
Well, you can't understand science.
No, come on. It can't. The shadow cannot come in from the top if it's the Earth between the sun and the moon.
Of course it can.
No, it can't. No, it can't.
And half the moon's orbit, Gary, in case you just let me educate you a little bit. For half the moon's orbit, it is above the ecliptic plane. For the other half of the orbit, it is below the ecliptic plane. That means on any given eclipse, the moon could be descending down into the ecliptic plane or rising up into the ecliptic plane. Either way. And that by itself explains exactly what you're talking about.
No. The sun is coming up.
Yeah.
The moon is going down. There's no way for the Earth to block it from the top down.
You need to do the geometry.
I don't care. No, your geometry doesn't work. Your geometry doesn't work. No,
and I've shown this many times, Gary. I can pull it up on AutoCAD if you'd like and make a total fool out of you.
Can you make a demonstration that will show how Earth causes a shadow top down?
Absolutely.
You have it on your YouTube?
I can. I'll do that.
Okay, Gary, I'd like to see that.
Gary, I just want to read this comment. One guy in the chat, #MeToo, his claim is that the ISS is a gigantic gallon of milk. What do you think about that?
I like milk.
I can't. I'm lactose intolerant. Sorry. Shout out to #MeToo.
I'm in the dairy industry. I like milk.
He retracted the comment for a typo. Sorry.
I like something stronger.
I know you like the whiskey. Hey, let's get some final thoughts, guys. I gotta get out of here. A little over 3 hours. Late show. We'll do tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow again. Big Blue, final thoughts. Please don't interrupt anybody on the final thoughts. You guys can stay in the text in the chat as long as you want. But let's get a solid, clear round of one person at a time. Final thoughts. Big Blue.
Yeah, I think once again we just see an example of how flat Earth cannot understand a fairly simple geometric model, and it's an unfortunate but that's really what it comes down to. It's not our inability to explain it; it's their inability to understand it. Thanks, Jose. Enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Blue. Yeah. It was all very lively show today. Thank you for coming. Kalinan 4, C4, brother. Good to hear you again. Thank you for your support and give us your final thoughts, bro.
Hey, thanks, Jose. Yeah, thanks for the show tonight, man. I was just listening. I just wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody. But yeah, I think that's it. Gary. Man, I don't want to be rude, so Gary, your comment on that channel the other night that we were talking about, that was pretty funny though. But have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, brother. And C4, thank you for hanging out over there in the comment sections and around. We'll find each other cross comments in different channels, comment sections. I always appreciate seeing people just little light trolling around, and I appreciate that, brother.
Good yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna wrap up. Last final thought is gonna be 82. He showed up for the after show. But let's keep going down over here. Doofus, Manfred, give us some final thoughts, man. Let's go home.
Sorry, I joined late. I don't really have anything to add. Sorry.
Right. Hey, thank you for coming in, and you're welcome anytime, man. All right. Ed Fres is here for final thoughts.
All right. I just saw this live stream of spacewalk, and you can see the Earth. I'm sharing a picture right now. I'll post the link in the chat. As you can see, things are a little bit distorted in the sides of the picture, but in the center, well, things are not, and yet the Earth is still curved. Very interesting. And one more thing, Jose, if you're up for it, if you could make a list of things that make you doubt the moon landing, then maybe we can go over it like next week or something. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ed Fres. And I refuse to have an intervention about my beliefs on the moon landings. But thank you for the offer. Good trolling comment. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah. But we'll do one day, man. Gary Waibenga, final thoughts, man. Thank you for coming. It was fun, man.
Yeah, just back to the moon going back and forth on each horizon. It does the same thing as what we see the sun do as it goes from spring or from summer, the solstice to the winter solstice. It moves clear across each horizon, back and forth. The moon does the same thing. They both travel the same direction from east to west, and that's why their analemmas are similar. That's it.
Thank you very much. We're doing final thoughts, Professor. So wait for your turn, and you can do your final thoughts. You got a hot mic, Professor. If you want to mute on your end, because it's horrible. I have to mute you. Server mute you. There you go. Thank you. Sort out your watch page, and then we'll move on from there. John Bernard's final thoughts, bro. How you doing?
The ISS. You see pictures or video from ISS. Yes, there's always something in the way of the camera. We can't see anything, and it's very, very close to Earth. High altitude platforms taking video, and we can see that it's very, very close to the Earth, not in the space like they're saying. Oh, we never get the 360 degrees video showing all around us on the ISS. Nothing like that. It's fake. It's phony. And sometimes it's hologram, something else. And the globe is falling. The Earth is not rotating. We don't. Our pilots don't understand the corridors, and they don't understand that the sun is fading away from us. They don't understand the gravity is finished. The gravity is not that it is presented in the heliocentric theory. It's over. I can keep on all the evening. But thank you.
Thank you, John Bernards. And John Bernards also say Black Swan. Shout out, John Bernards. I knew it.
Boom. Boom. I forgot it.
All right, man. I'll catch you next time, brother. Left lane. You staying safe out there on the road?
Yeah, I missed most of that interaction, but regardless of how lunar eclipses work, selenalian or whatever, one thing is for sure. A lunar eclipse is impossible on a flat Earth. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you very much, Left Lane. I appreciate it. Professor Phil, you are up for some final thoughts for us. You got it on mute.
All right. Okay. So sorry, I don't know why I was getting that noise, hot mic before, but never mind. Just a couple of things. First of all, with regards to, I still assert for Gary's on Gary's idea about why things disappear bottom first. So I was thinking about an image that you showed us the other day with a lighthouse with the different bands on it. And I just wanted to point out to Gary that if he actually believed what he said about the bottom disappearing because of the Rayleigh criterion, then those bands would get smaller and smaller and smaller as they approach the bottom. In fact, they don't. They're the same size all the way to the water, and then they just disappear. So they're not getting smaller and smaller and smaller as they approach the water. So that already completely and utterly dispels your idea about the Rayleigh criterion with respect to that particular image. The other thing, Gary, is you can't just say wave away these phenomenon like those objects like the ISS and just say, well, look, I don't know, so I'm just going to wave them and forget about them. If you actually care that what you believe is right, then you ought to think about those things. All right. In other words, you've got to actually think about them. You can't just wave them away. And the final thing is, Gary, you don't get to make up your own physics. That's my thoughts.
Who's next, Jose?
Jose, you're muted.
Are you up for some final thoughts, Shanji? Thank you, Professor.
Yeah. Thanks for the show, Jose. Sorry I jumped in late, but I was listening in. I definitely want to have a conversation with Gary at some point in time, especially about that idea that Horizon.
I like the sound of that. So yeah, I mean, anytime, Gary, let me know one of these days when you're gonna be available, and then we can make it happen. Just Shunji and you, like a little one-on-one discussion would be cool. I would love that. Terry, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I'm live at the moment, so if anyone wants to come over and do a bit of a after show on my channel, you're all welcome. And also with that, if Jose doesn't mind, Sean G can come over there with Gary if they're available to even do it now, even while it's fresh in their mind. All these things that's came up tonight. Even that one with Gary was confused about how shadows work between two objects. So that's an interesting one that could be discussed even further. And
very cool.
Yeah, I did miss the early bit of the show, but it's been a good show as usual, Jose. Thank you.
Very nice. Hey, I see. Hey, multi-stream. Woohoo! Hi, Mom.
Yes.
I'm in Terry Davis' channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the link. I'm gonna share your channel over here on the YouTube chat. So everybody, please go ahead to Terry Davis. He is live right now. Excellent opportunity for you guys to go in. And if you're watching this recorded, and my YouTube chat is not being given to me, this is how the icon looks, and you type in this Terry Davis. You are gonna find it. So please go ahead to Terry Davis channel and make sure you subscribe and leaving a like. Thank you very much. We got two more final thoughts, I think. Let me see who else we got here. We got Yossi. Yossi, final thoughts.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine in a 3D space how would for observer on Earth, the Earth can sometimes cast a shadow on the top of the moon, and sometimes can cast on the bottom. I mean, I can imagine and visualize that. I don't understand why some people can. That's one thing. The other thing is I would like to hear from Gary, not now, but maybe in some future shows. What is the exact angle in which the angular compression begins? He says when it becomes narrow enough or something like that. I would like to hear if he like to give an answer, of course. What is the exact angle, or maybe give us some formula to calculate it, because if he doesn't give that, then there's no way to verify his idea. I'm done.
Thank you very much, Josie. And I want to welcome first time on the Daily Boom Discord server, 82 Production. You guys speaking roles. How you doing, brother?
What up? What up?
What up?
It's a interesting thing to stumble upon and see this and actually see Gary talking about stuff. So I'm interested to hear more. Hopefully he comes over to Terry's.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Really cool. The most important question, 82. What do you think about the beard?
It's getting there. It's not quite fully majestic, but it's getting there.
Thank you. Yeah. The intentions are there. Let's see how he's gonna perform as the months progress. Yeah. Good to see you, brother. Welcome anytime, man. Everybody, please leave a like or dislike if you made it this far. Come back and leave us a comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts. I'll see you tomorrow in your morning Daily Boom. Jose JG out. Everybody jump to Discord server or join Terry Davis channel. The link is in YouTube chat. Boom! I'm out.
I cannot believe y'all let him get away with saying the solar and the lunar analemma were similar. The moon doesn't even have a true analemma. It only happens over the course of a month, and every month it has a different shape.
Well, let's see if he actually shows up over at Terry's, and then we can go in a little harder on him because of that.
Yeah, well, we're still audio feeding through to mine at the moment. So if he does come back here or turn up over on my YouTube chat, we'll just have to wait and see.
What did he say?
He said that he said the Cybermen going over ahead of the reason they have similar analemmas, and they're not at all similar.
It was a good, interesting one over here. I didn't think he was gonna turn up today. I kind of called him out. I like calling him out, sometimes. He gotta be poked. He has to be poked, yeah, sometimes so he can come in.
I didn't think he was as confused as what I thought he would be.
Oh yeah, he's a lot into optics. He got his own, I don't know, his own way of thinking things, and
he's into thoughts about optics.
Yeah, he got his own problem solving, like kaleidoscopic type of brain or something. I don't know, it's weird.
Kaleidoscopic vision. He's
kaleidoscopic vision.
They do. I hope they realize when they say kaleidoscopic vision, they're actually describing something that we in medicine use as an aura before a migraine headache.
That's something trippy, something special and trippy, like a motherfucker. Oh man, I like that word, but I can barely say it. Kaleidoscope. I gotta drop. I gotta check on my doggies. I might jump and back in, and in a few minutes I'll check on Terry channel. Troll a little bit on the chat over there. Boom.
Cheers.
Later.
See you, Ozzie.
Yeah, that flip flops are crazy. You know what?
So when and where is this migration taking place? That is. I'd like to hear some of what I missed that Gary was saying. Because I'll admit, I only caught the last few minutes.
Well, angular compression, shadows, certain shadows for the moon's not right in his mind. You see the whole of Earth from the ISS images. Those three generals.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, sometimes during lunar eclipses you see the shadow.
Yeah, that's
seeming
weird,
to come up from the bottom. Other times it seems to come down from the top, and sometimes it comes from the side. Usually, I guess, from the side.
By the way, there are some cases where on one end of the world you would see it coming from the bottom, and in the other end of the world,
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's
the
one
guys,
thing.
guys in Australia are always going to see it upside down compared to the way I see it.
No, yours is
here
upside
in
down.
North America.
Yours is upside down. Yours is upside
I was
down.
going to say,
I'm sorry.
orientation
You're
is
right.
a thing.
Yep, mine is upside down too. You're absolutely.
So that orientation thing alone can answer this question. I mean,
it can. But as I was trying to point out to him, keep in mind that unlike a solar eclipse, the umbra from the Earth cast on the moon is much larger than the size of the moon. They don't just match up perfectly like it does when the moon passes in front of the sun. So it depends, exactly how things are aligned as to how that shadow appears to move across the surface of the moon. And if you come in from close to the bottom of the umbra, then it looks like it starts at the top first. And, if it comes in at the top of it, it looks like it starts at the bottom first. But then you got to add the complexity of the tilt of the moon's orbit compared to the ecliptic too. When you do the fucking geometry, it works. That's all you can say.
I think that Gary's problem is that he thinks about it as if Earth orbit and the Moon orbit and everything is perfectly aligned with some right angles. This is how he thinks about it, and this is why he can't grasp.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where a lot of their Coriolis problems come from too, because they assume that the Earth is its rotation axis is perpendicular to where they are at the ground, which it never is unless you're at a pole. So geometry just doesn't work for them.
That is a fact.
I like when they try to be dishonest about that. I was recently shown, what was his name? Flat Earth Data took a model and then he put the pole in the right place, but then he rotated it not on the pole and tried to claim that that's how it worked.
Oh, the old trick of misrepresenting what the actual standard convention is. Lovely.
He had it at a 23 degree. He had it at using the axis of the Earth to be somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, that's just slightly off.
My apologies, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's where he had misrepresented it, put it.
Well, he tilted the Earth, but he didn't tilt the rotation axis.
Exactly. It just made no sense. And then he got caught, and he tried to say, that was my trap, and then he was shown to be entirely wrong.
There, your camera is on.
None of them even understand that Coriolis is about the change in the difference of the tangential velocity of two objects moving. I mean, they think that everything should drift. I mean, that's not Coriolis. It's about things changing their latitude.
Oh, they think that it's literally it's the moment you throw it in the air, they think it leaves the reference frame of Earth, and that's why it deflects. That's the kind of person we're talking to. Someone who thinks objects can leave a reference frame.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Coriolis is not drift, for God's sakes. And I don't know where they get that idea from.
Probably Nathan Oakley shows.
That's the quantum eraser school of bullfuckery.
And then they tell us that we don't understand Coriolis. And this is the irony.
Oh, it's especially hilarious when they say, oh, but that wasn't a thing until about 50 years ago. And then you find something that's about 3 times as old talking about it. Yeah.
Well, actually, Coriolis is not that simple and straightforward a deal. If you go to something like Wikipedia, they try to make it look simple using the merry-go-round type examples, which is a demonstration of it, sure. But it's much more complex than that when you start talking about spherical objects, and when you get into the real nuts and bolts of this thing, without them being able to understand what a vector cross product is, I don't know how to explain it to them.
No, and that's the thing is I ran into someone who has said that, oh, if you truly understand something, you should be able to dumb it down and explain it to anyone. So I responded back with them, okay, go ahead and explain calculus to a 5-year-old.
Sure. Shouldn't be a problem.
It's so much problem for you, Blue, to explain the Coriolis because you don't understand the Coriolis. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
John, don't insult me.
How can you?
I got a button here.
John, can you explain?
How dare you?
Stop it.
Okay.
Even I understand. Even I understand the Coriolis.
Listen.
So simple.
Adult man cannot understand so simple thing. It's very, very strange. You
know, explain it to us, John.
You know, you have to. You need 2 reference frame. Okay.
See, you're already wrong.
Right there, you're wrong. You missed it right off the bat. Swing and a miss, strike 3, John.
You need at least 2 reference frames.
You do not have to have 2 reference frames, John.
For the Coriolis effect.
Describe Coriolis. What is it? What is the Coriolis force?
Coriolis
when does it occur?
It's not a force. It's an effect. It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
Horseshit. Wrong again, John.
No, because you have to be on the rotating
John,
frame to see everything in the other
Coriolis happens when an object moves in the rotating frame.
Why are you talking? Because you're afraid I'm saying. You're just talking, trying to talk over me.
I'll talk over you all I want to, John. Because you're pissing me off now.
I have respect for you, and you should give me respect.
You don't have respect for anyone, John. You talk all over everybody, and you say bullshit like you don't understand them, like we don't understand simple concepts.
Yeah, because it's true.
That it's a fairly complex concept. You don't even know the basics of it.
I'm teaching you.
Teach me about vector cross products, John. Right now.
Okay.
I want to look at vector cross products. Give it to me.
We are talking about the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis is just
I'll tell you.
No. I want to show me that you're capable of teaching me about Coriolis. First, teach me about a vector cross product. Yeah. What is it?
You need a rotating frame to against.
I didn't do anything about rotating frames. I said teach me about vector cross products.
Everything in the other reference frame.
If you're having a problem with that, tell me about dot products. If you're having a problem with cross products, then tell me about dot products.
If everything in the other rotated frame is going away from you,
it's just like
it's bending.
This is simple math.
What? I'm talking about the Coriolis.
Very simple math.
John, Big Blue and Terry Davis are now moderators, and you got the power to mute people if they are too over talking or disrespectful. It's your chat now. I gotta get out of here. I'll just listen in. But if you guys need to use your moderator to control somebody from over talking, feel free to do so. I mean, boom, I'm out.
Thanks, Jose.
Yeah, Jose.
Like Jose said, you are over talking me all the time. I was trying to explain.
Not what he said at all.
Okay.
In addition to the fact you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, your ears are so full of shit you can't hear either.
It's your answer, no argument. You're just bullshitting me. I'm talking about what it's about, but you're just bullshitting. I'm saying.
What are you talking about? You were the one sitting here making things up. The Coriolis force does not require 2 reference frames.
Yeah, I'm saying you need at least 2 reference frames to you can talk about the Coriolis.
For what reason do I need 2 reference frames?
And everything you throw away from you to other reference frame. It looks like it's bending away from you and drifting.
John, what is the reference frame?
So once again, John, I'll ask the question. John, I'll ask the question again. What do I need the second reference frame for?
But blue things, the effect can affect things in the on his airplane and everything.
Okay, so once again, I'll ask you the question. Can you please tell me what the second frame is for?
What is the second frame is for?
Yes, you keep saying we need 2 frames. I've asked you 3 times now. This will be the 4th time. What in the fuck is the second reference frame for?
That is not connected to the rotating frame. The rotating frame example might be the Earth rotating, okay? And the other reference frame is that is not connected to the rotating reference frame, but is flying over it or is over the rotating frame. That is the other reference frame.
No, I ask you, what is the second frame used for? What is the utility of having the second frame?
Used for? It's not talking about this. It's not the question what it's used for.
Yeah. So then, what do I need it? If I'm not in the second frame, and the object that I
Yes.
throw isn't in the second frame. So
Everything.
if nothing leaves the spinning reference frame, what in the fuck do I need the inertial frame for?
If everything, if you throw something from the rotating frame, it leaves the rotating reference frame and
No,
goes
it
to other.
doesn't.
Yes.
You do realize that a reference frame is just a coordinate system. How in the hell did it leave the coordinate system?
Because it's not following the rotating frame. It's alone.
You mean I can't track it in free space from the rotating frame once it's in the air? Are you telling me that it's wait, no. Are you telling me that it would be untracked?
No.
Listen, are you telling me that you couldn't track it, put it in a position in 3D space from a rotating frame?
You don't listen. If something is moving.
No, I'm asking you a question, and you are not paying attention to it. You're not even trying to get it right.
If the object is moving, then it is direction, right? The object has direction.
You're not answering the question.
Yes.
The other frame is
if you're on the rotating frame.
John, listen, stop talking for a second and listen.
It's rotating.
I want you to listen. I want you to think about the question. Don't just start babbling.
It looks like all object is bending away from you because you are on the rotating frame. But it doesn't. It's go in straight lines. But this looks like
again, John, what is the purpose of the second frame if on the rotating reference frame,
because
I throw something, it's still in the frame that I threw it from, and it's still in the frame, and I see the deflection. What is the second frame for? The second frame doesn't let me know that there's a deflection. I'm not looking from the second frame. I'm looking from the frame. I'm looking from the rotating frame. What is the fucking point of the second frame?
Every object above the rotating frame, every object moving in the above the rotating frame has another reference frame. It's not following the rotating frame.
John, can you please tell us what a reference frame means?
I'm telling you, one frame is if you say the Earth is rotating, then
no. John, what's the definition of a reference frame? What does it mean?
This is a direction.
Reference frame means direction.
Yes.
That's
no.
It is the direction of the.
No, that's not what it means.
Okay, I'm talking about objects. I'm talking if you're standing on a rotating frame.
Yes, I know, but I'm asking you, what's the definition of a reference frame?
Why are you talking about?
You're talking about reference frames. Please give us the definition.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Of course I know. But
then please tell us, please.
Why are you talking about that? I am talking about
John, you're talking about reference frames.
We can spend 15 seconds to answer the question, or we can spend the next 5 minutes asking you to answer the fucking question. Will you please answer?
We have talked about this, about coordinates, about direction or coordinate system.
Yeah, you've talked about it. We want to know your understand. We want to know what your understanding or explanation.
But we are talking about it before. Why are you talking about that? Why are you asking my questions? I am explaining about how it's working. Yes.
Well, I'd need to know what a reference frame is before I can understand the rest of what you're saying.
Okay. It's okay. Now we know that. We know what the reference frame is. Then
we don't.
Can I talk about the rotating reference frame?
John, I'm new here. Hi, first time talking to you. You have not answered the question as to your words, your use of the term reference frame. 3 people have asked you now to explain.
Coordinate system again. I say physical reference points.
So all reference frames are physical reference points?
Yes.
So that'd be like saying that a point on a coordinate grid is the same thing as a coordinate grid.
Okay.
That makes no sense, John.
We know that. Why I will talk about what Coriolis is so you understand it, okay?
You have a base understanding of what's involved in Coriolis.
You're trying to talk about something else. It's a dimensional reference point where you're standing.
Howard, do you want to know what this is coming from Jose's Discord? It's not going through to mine.
Yeah, I didn't know if it cross-fed through the meets or not, or through Zoom.
Are you getting the sound?
Yeah, I can hear everybody fine.
Oh, okay. That's all I was worried about.
No, I'm hearing everything that's going on. I didn't know if they could hear me or not.
Oh, not yet. They can't, but they would if I got a chance to butt in, and I can put you in there if I tell them that somebody here wants to talk to you. They know we're streaming live on mine, but they haven't. There's a few people that have joined the chat. Jose's out there. If we can get them into the chat on my side, then we could probably get them into Zoom. But at the moment, we seem to be stuck over on Jose's for the after show. So
I'm still sitting at the loading dock, and so I'm doing fine, just sitting here listening right now.
Okay. Well, if we can get some involvement going, would it be even better? I've got a couple of hours to spare, but that's about all I've got for this afternoon.
Yeah, that'll work out good
but
for
they've
me.
got to bring cake though, Terry.
Got to bring cake, and you've got to bring milk, and you've got to bring milk, Scott.
Oh, we got a milk tanker, mate. We're right.
Okay. I'll put the audio back so you can hear.
The origin and 3 axes.
I'm the point.
Is that right or not?
And you threw
Is that right
the
or
ball
not?
away from you. That is all the point. That's all the directions.
All right. Let's say the ball started at the origin. Let's say the ball started at the origin of that coordinate system, that rotating frame of reference we're talking about.
You don't have to.
And you throw the ball from that point. It has a coordinate that it started at. All right, now you throw the ball. Are you telling me that it no longer has a coordinate, that I can't plot its position in that rotating frame of reference, in that coordinate system, after it leaves your hand? What kind of idiot are you, John?
No, it's going straight.
Excuse me.
It's like it's bending away from you.
Listen, you're glossing over something here. If you can still plot its position in the coordinate system, that means it never left the coordinate system. Therefore, it did not leave the fucking reference frame.
You're wrong.
It doesn't leave a frame of reference. Nothing ever leaves
the ball away from you. Then it just leaves.
It cannot leave the frame of reference, John. That's crazy.
It does.
It is absolutely crazy.
Can anyone explain
I
what?
don't understand that you don't understand it.
Can anyone explain what leaving a reference frame mean?
I can't.
It would mean that something is no longer able to be put into a point coordinate system from an origin out to however far the infinity of space goes. That means that John thinks that if you throw something, suddenly it can no longer be tracked in the universe from that reference, from a certain coordinate system, which makes no damn sense.
Okay, it would mean the object stopped existing.
If you're on a rotating,
that's the only way.
Frame, and you throw it away from you to other, it's going away from this circling, the rotating platform. It's not connected to the platform anymore. It's going straight.
It doesn't have to be connected to the platform.
All the reference frame. It
doesn't matter what it's doing in some other reference frame, John. It only matters what it's doing in the rotating frame. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
It only matters what it's doing in the rotating frame of reference. That is the definition of Coriolis. It is when an object moves in a rotating frame of reference.
In a rotating frame of reference, is the Earth. If you think the Earth is rotating.
The Earth is rotating, and if objects move in that rotating frame of reference, there will be a Coriolis force applied to them.
It's not unavoidable.
Yes, it is a force. It is the vector cross product of the rotation vector and the velocity vector, sir.
So you don't understand what Coriolis is?
I like how John doesn't even understand the most basic shit, and yet we're the ones who don't understand it. When Blue's got credentials out the wazoo, when I've got some good credentials, it just absolutely blows my mind that he knows more than all the scientists in the world.
So simple things. Maybe he's talking about something else. Maybe
Maybe you're
something
wrong.
he's talking about is Coriolis. It may be misunderstanding Horse Blue. Maybe he thinks it's something.
No, I agree that there is a misunderstanding here, but it ain't with Blue.
It's not. That's me. It's so simple. Everybody should know this.
Yes, it is so simple that everyone should know this, and it has become apparent that you do not.
I got an understanding of this Coriolis effect by watching that video with the merry-go-round where the person's throwing the ball to each other when you're looking top down from that point of view, and also from the point of view of the actual person throwing the ball and the person catching the ball.
Because they have the camera above and the side and from the rotating merry-go-round. It was different shot.
Now here's the fun part about it.
Yeah,
here's the fun part about that, Gary, though.
Sorry, Brian.
No. Here's something fun about that, though. The camera is still in both frames simultaneously. However, the reason you can see the difference is because when the camera is mounted stationary when compared to the merry-go-round, it has become inertial compared to the non-inertial frame. It's not that it left the frame at all. That's the fun part.
In the camera above, you can see the ball is going straight, but from the view from the rotating merry-go-round, it's just like it's bending very, very, like very hard bending. But it wasn't. The ball was going straight.
It's almost like the conservation of momentum is a thing too.
You cannot. Okay, Coriolis is Coriolis, and conservation of momentum is that. You cannot blend it together. It's two different things.
What are you talking about? They're intrinsically tied together.
You've got
not in this meaning. You're not talking about the effect.
QE has miseducated you guys badly, John.
It's not QE. Everybody.
Coriolis is the absolute embodiment of the conservation of angular momentum, John. And if it were not for that, it wouldn't exist.
Misunderstanding because there's many.
This is what's wrong with this is what's wrong with Nathan's example. Where he gives you idiots these silly examples, like two guys standing on either side of the roundabout, throwing a ball back and forth to each other over the top of the roundabout. That's not Coriolis, damn it. There is nothing about that is Coriolis. That makes no sense whatsoever.
You can see
and that ball would move in a straight line to anybody on either one of those reference frames.
It goes straight, and
and it'll look straight. It'll look straight on the rotating frame too, buddy. Just like the sun does.
No.
Yeah.
Very, very hastily.
Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about, John. Get over it.
No. It's you are failing now.
Blues
John, I'm one of the most least educated and knowledgeable and intellectual people here, and I'm still confused in your explanations.
Because he talks over me all the time. I'm
hearing you.
Okay, if you're on a rotating frame and threw the ball away from you, then you see the ball go to left or right. It depends on if you're rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise. And they will bend very, very, very fast to right or left. But in the reality, the ball you are throwing away from you is going straight. The ball is leaving the reference frame it was on and has the straight path as its own, because it is not connected to the rotating reference frame longer. That is my explanation.
Then why can we still track it through the rotating reference frame?
I'm under the impression that the rotating reference frame ends at the surface of Earth.
you can think like the rotating reference frame, the Earth, if the Earth is rotating. Then you will see the same effect in the sky, just like the ball. But you don't see it because the Earth is not rotating.
Okay,
that's an assertion, not a claim. Whatever you call it, that the Earth's not rotating.
No, everything should be drifting away from you if you.
So, John, I'll ask the question to you again. Where do you think the rotating reference frame ends?
I don't understand. What did you say?
Okay, for the rotating reference frame that you're saying the ball is leaving, where do you think this rotating reference frame ends?
It never ends. It's going round, like a merry-go-round. It goes
When
round
would
so
the
long
ball
as
leave the rotating reference frame?
you throw it away from you like a ball into the air.
So if it's not connected to the surface of Earth, it's leaving the reference frame in your mind.
Yeah, that is not connected to the reference frame. It's going to own a reference frame in the sky.
What about when they roll the ball on the merry-go-round and it does exactly the same thing, John?
Can you say it again? I was thinking.
What about when they roll the ball instead of throwing it?
No,
They roll the ball and it does exactly the same thing.
The truth is, it's very simple. If the ball is leaving the reference frame or the rotating merry-go-round, it is not more connected to the reference frame. It's leaving the reference frame.
John, if something is not connected physically to the rotating object, it doesn't mean that it's left the reference frame.
In this example, yes, that is
it does not.
That is the example for Coriolis effect, to get this effect. Yes, maybe you are talking about something else, momentum.
No, conversation of momentum is the thing that actually makes Coriolis work.
No, it's just they're just optical illusion.
Okay, so what Blue was talking about is actually they have it in videos, and I just posted it into the Daily Boom chat. You might want to take a look at that because the Coriolis happens whether you roll the ball or if you throw the ball.
It cannot be on the same rotating frames.
Oh, yes, it can.
Yeah, man, then it is not a Coriolis.
Then take a look at that and tell me what I'm seeing. Then
it's wrong understanding. They can't be on the same rotating frame.
I didn't say tell me what it's not.
Or the same frame. They cannot roll the ball. There's not the effect we are talking about. It has to.
Yes, it is, John. It's exactly the same effect.
No.
Just traveling in a rotating frame of reference.
Then you are on the same rotating frame all the time.
The object is moving in a rotating frame of reference, no matter whether it's thrown, rolled, bounced, skipped, spit, or any other thing you can think of to do to it.
I don't have to say it again and again. You have to understand it. If you don't understand, then I don't know what I can say.
Watch the video.
What's the video?
I dropped it. It's in the Daily Boom chat. You want me to put it in YouTube Live? You want me to DM it to you? How do you want this fucking thing?
Go look at the merry-go-round video. I'll try to understand it. It's very, very.
Actually, this is not a merry-go-round. This is actually from MIT.
Where is it? It's in the. I'll grab that and I'll play it over on mine.
Daily Boom.
Okay.
If you are showing me something that is rolling on the same frame, then you're.
MIT open course rotating frame.
Yeah, about 840. You can see it. They'll roll it a few times at 842.
Okay, well, we stepped up our game. Now it's not just me that's wrong; it's MIT that's wrong.
What are you trying to show me there? You are the same.
In a rotating frame of reference, a ball rolled on top, physically in connection with that rotating frame of reference.
Okay, then you are wrong. Oh, stupid you now. Because that is not the Coriolis. You cannot be on the same reference frame. It has, like I said in the beginning, it has to be a two reference frames.
Or it could be that you're incorrect about the necessity for it to leave a frame. That's a possibility, is it not, John?
It has to leave the other reference frame, just
That's
like the
not.
airplane. Just like the airplane.
You will not. See, an airplane does not leave the reference frame either, John. For it to leave the frame, that would mean that suddenly you would not be able to find a coordinate for it in three-dimensional space.
Do you know that if the Earth is rotating and the sky is not on the object that is going in the own way, in the own directions, is not connected to the.
It does not have to be connected to the
other reference frame. Can you?
John, that would be like saying that your computer is a frame is the origin for the reference frame. For the reference frame, you're going to call your house, and then when suddenly something goes outside of your house, you can't relate its distance to your computer. That makes no sense.
It absolutely makes sense if you understand the Coriolis.
No, John. If you have say you have a spinning basketball in the middle of your house, that would be like saying that you cannot at any point ever take say a kitchen knife that you've got in a block in your kitchen. That's like saying you could never ever for any reason make a coordinate system on that rotating basketball that could encompass the location of that knife. According to you, that basketball. According to you, that basketball can never have any location. You can't plot a location for that knife in relation to that basketball ever. That makes no sense.
That is not the same rules that I'm talking about for the Coriolis. You can have coordinate system on the floor, a rotating ball over the floor. It's not the same. Not the same thing. There's nothing we can talk about Coriolis there. You have to understand that they have to be a rotating frame or not rotating frame.
Anything.
So it's two different things. You cannot. Of course, I know about your coordinate system on the floor. That is rotating, and you take the ball over. You can find the
I'm playing it from 8 minutes on
G-craft and
on my
everything. You have a craft and G-craft, what you call it, of course. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about different reference frame. It has to go away from this rotating
You'll never find a single. You will never find a single source of documentation that says Coriolis only happens when
it's all over the place. It's all over the place. You can find
I think John needs to watch this video and then explain why it's wrong.
I wasn't. No, I see it. So I know what you're talking about. But it's misunderstanding.
Well, what the fuck is it then? Don't say it's misunderstanding.
You're talking about the G-craft and the momentum there on the same frame. Yes, of course. I understand that. You're right there. But I'm not. That is not the same as the Coriolis, because we are talking about object that is not connected to this frame, has nothing to do with the G-craft or something. It's only optical illusion because it's in another frame.
Gary, when they go to the frame that is inertial when compared to this rotating frame, you'll see that ball is still going in a straight line. This is the Coriolis.
No, why are you talking about that? I told you many times now that if the ball is rolling over the floor that is rotating, then the ball is on the same reference frame. Yeah, but it's meeting G-craft and everything that you can calculate.
G-craft?
Yes.
G-craft.
Yeah, because if there's something rotating on other things, then it will bend. Yes. Then the ball will bend. But
no. What is G-craft?
That is reality, yes, but we're not talking about
John, listen, stop talking going out. You're going to have to explain what G-craft is.
like a gravity momentum, like a centrifugal force and everything what you can take from without, like a G-craft with if you're flying and diving in your
zero G plane, maybe zero G plane.
So this ball traveling on the ground. So this ball traveling on the ground is a zero G plane flying. What?
But then on the floor.
I was guessing what he was.
Like if you drive a car and drive car down hills and straight up, then you meet G-craft also. If you are driving car and circling with car on the rotating frame also, what's happened? Something many
John, are you trying to say that a car taking a corner is still moving in a straight line?
No.
Then you need to look at the video because they're going to show you side by side the ball moving straight from a non-inertial viewer point, from an inertial viewpoint, and it moving in a curve on the rotating frame. This is definition Coriolis. You really pay attention to things. You don't seem to understand anything.
No, if you are talking about something that is moving on the same reference frame in different directions, then you can get this.
Yeah, but guess what happens? Guess what happens when you look at it from a non-inertial point of view, though, John? Guess what happens when you look at it from an inertial point of view?
We are not talking about that.
I'm talking about it right now, John. When they go to an inertial viewpoint versus that, what do they find, John?
Yeah, if they leave the rotating reference frame is on, then they go to another.
John, he just said it. Point of view. That's a reference frame, okay?
Yeah, but
if I make so John, listen really close. John, stop. John, I need you to listen real close. If I make the observer inertial compared to that non-inertial rotating frame, what is he going to see the ball do?
If they leave this frame, like I say, it will like a bend away from you, or if you are rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise, it will rotate like a bending away from you. It will drift away from you, like slideways away from you, if it leaves from the frame.
I'm talking about the ball. I'm talking about the ball being rolled. Wait, listen, John. Listen very carefully. John, listen. Don't talk, John. Listen very carefully. And I'll listen carefully, please.
You cannot think like that. Stop. I'm not saying you can roll the ball on the frame. It's the same reference frame.
I'm asking you a very easy question because it's in the video. If I make the viewer inertial compared to that rotating frame, and he's watching the ball go, will the ball be curved from the inertial point, or will it go straight?
Of course, it will bend, but it's real.
Oh, John, you're so wrong there. You should watch the video because when they view it from the inertial frame, the damn ball goes straight. You don't know shit.
If it is moving or rotating in different angle or something, yes, it will bend. If it is exactly direct way, it will always go straight. But if the ball is on the surface that is not perfectly flat, then it will bend and go in different directions.
John, you obviously didn't watch any of the video. I'm sorry.
But if it's really
John, the video perfectly refutes your point, and you won't even accept that it does that. You won't even watch the damn thing. How can we even talk when you know nothing? I should start calling you Jon Snow. Except that even Jon Snow knew how to fight.
I'm not talking about that.
That's about it.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about ball rolling over.
Well, I am asking you about the fucking ball rolling. You answered the question wrong.
That is not Coriolis that is showing on this video.
And you don't even. Go ahead, Blue. I'm done with this guy. He can't. He doesn't understand what I'm asking him.
And you don't understand what I'm telling you.
John, it's textbook Coriolis. This is stuff from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Maybe one of the finest science and technical universities anywhere on the planet, buddy. This is their stuff. We didn't make this up. This is exactly what happens. This is the Coriolis effect, the Coriolis force in action. This is what happens when the ball rolls along the surface, if it bounces along the surface, if it's thrown over the top of the surface, as long as it started out there to begin with, you're going to have a Coriolis force.
Now I understand why you think Coriolis is so, because yes, on the same frame, it will do like you're saying. Yes.
And there cannot be a Coriolis force in any other frame, John.
Throw this ball from away from this rotating plate shown in this video, then it's not moving or bending after the plate you're showing in this video.
Yeah, exactly. You're going with the Slappy McTrigger Tits explanation of it that Blue told you was full of fucking shit earlier.
No. Now you understand they were wrong, because there's not the same thing. You are rolling the ball on the same frame. If you throw the ball away from this rotating plate, then it is not connected to the plate.
And it will do the same thing. It will take the same trajectory, exactly. No different.
It will not do the same thing.
Yes, it will, John.
Yeah, you could nearly do an overlay of this representation of the MIT and the roundabout type one. They both overlap.
No, they're just exactly the same.
It's not much that can happen to this frame that this rotating that can change what's happening with the ball that's also rolling. But
John, quick question:
if it is not if it's not connected together, then each references have nothing to each other.
Right. John, I have a quick yes or no answer question for you. So your answer should quite literally be just one word: yes or no. Does the rotating reference frame end where the table ends?
Yes, absolutely.
You're fucking wrong.
With the rotating table, yes. If they leave this rotating table, it's going from the reference frame, yes. It's not.
You're fucking wrong. Once you establish a rotating frame of reference, you can extend that frame of reference out indefinitely.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yes.
If you
no,
throw
the say no again, John. Say no again.
Yeah, say no again, John, because even I can see that that's wrong.
It's impossible. This in this
bullshit. I'm a fucking engineer, and what do you think we do? We extrapolate out shit.
Did I hear something wrong or something?
Yes.
What?
You are wrong when you say that the reference frame ends at the end of the rotating table. No, once you establish a reference frame, whether it's rotating or not, you can extend it out indefinitely.
Okay. Do you think the airplane flying over the rotating Earth has nothing to do with the reference frame of the rotating Earth?
The airplane is still in the fucking rotating reference frame. It's in all the reference frames simultaneously, John.
No.
So John, stop. A little bit more of. Hang on, John. A little bit more of explanation for you, John. A little bit more of explanation for you. John, shut the fuck up and listen for a second. You need to hear this. My technical expertise began with aircraft, began with aviation. What Brian said is correct.
Okay, man. The airplane that is not connected to the Earth.
We don't have to be connected to the
goddamn Earth. Be plotted against the rotating reference frame of the Earth.
Essentially, what you're saying is that I wouldn't be able to determine where an airplane is by radar if it left the Earth because it would become impossible to get a coordinate system from it. That makes no sense.
It has nothing with that.
You shouldn't even be able to see the airplane after it leaves the Earth. It's gone to some other reference frame. John?
If you're on the Earth rotating, what will happen with every object in the sky?
John, by your definition,
Think
hang on, John. By your definition,
think about it.
John, shut the fuck up for a second.
You're fucking stupid.
No. I'm going to use your logic here for a second, John. By your explanation of Coriolis and frames of reference, here I am sitting in my computer chair in front of my monitors. As soon as I stand up and jump, I should disappear from existence.
No, you're so full of this stupid.
By your explanation, that is what should fucking happen. Do you get why you are fucking retarded now?
I don't understand what Coriolis is.
No, I don't think you understand what frame of reference is, John.
You didn't get to Coriolis yet, John, because you don't have an understanding of the basics.
No, you don't understand it. Because it's absolutely clear.
A guy who thinks you can leave a universal grid for coordination thinks that I don't have an understanding of the basics.
I explained it for you, but you just...
You explained fuck all. You just said it's a reference frame, and it's a reference frame because you know it's a reference frame, and reference frames are reference frames because reference frame, and it ends. And that's all you said. That doesn't tell us anything.
If you throw a ball from the rotating merry-go-round, then the ball is not longer in the reference.
John, listen. A reference frame is just a point of view. So if you establish a rotating point of view, you don't need to be on the rotating object. You can rotate with the object while you are not standing on it.
But it doesn't. If it's above it.
What?
If the object is away from the reference frame.
No, it can't be away from John.
And
listen,
moving,
John, stop. No, hold on. Stop. John, stop.
It can't be
John,
rotating frame.
John,
it has nothing with.
Listen for a second,
it's
John.
Not connected anymore. It's not connected.
Oh my God! Listen. How can the object go away from your point of view?
If you throw it.
How can it? Then it's gone from my point of view. If I throw it?
Yes, it's go away.
Why?
So as soon as I throw a baseball, I can no longer see it.
If you throw a ball...
if you throw a ball, you can still see it, so it doesn't leave your point of view.
Point of view? It's just
yes, point of view.
How big it is, and so, of course. How big?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. If you have like GPS, you can still track it. That's one way to do it.
You don't understand.
You can use radar.
Your answer is absolutely nothing with that we are talking about.
No, it actually has everything to do with it because reference frame is a point of view. Yes,
I'm talking about if you throw away.
And it doesn't mean if your physical eyes can see it. That's irrelevant.
You can see the ball bending very hastily away from you in the left or right. You can see it, but it is not true. The ball
but it's not leaving your point of view, dumbass.
Coriolis vision, just an illusion, optical. You just think it is bending, but it isn't. It's not the same thing as your rolling ball on the same.
I wouldn't say the word bending, John. I'd say curving, which would be more an apt description.
Okay, curving.
John, in the rotating frame of reference, that ball most definitely is bending, and the only way it can bend is if a force is applied to it.
The force
that is the
force
fictitious Coriolis force. When I say fictitious, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means it's an emergent force. It is no different than centrifugal force or centripetal force.
You cannot say the same thing.
Centripetal is a real force, but centrifugal force.
If we are talking about the Coriolis effect, just shall talk about the Coriolis effect, not other forces or something else. For first of all, the Coriolis is not a force.
Yes, it is.
No, it's optical.
Yes, it is. It's an inertial force, John. Whether you like it or not, it is.
John, what's the definition of force in physics?
It's so unbelievable. You shall be growing, but that's so simple thing.
Wait, John, what is the definition of force?
It's a big
physics?
babies.
John.
Old.
Guys, can you hear me?
I can hear it.
Okay. So, John, what is the definition of force in physics?
I'm sick and tired of this. Repeating.
You're sick and tired of lying? Okay, great. You should stop.
Trying to teach children like this. Sick and tired of it.
Why? I'm okay here. What's going on?
Says the person that claims that a frame of reference has a physical end.
Yeah, I can't work that one out.
John, does a coordinate system has boundaries? No answer? Okay. Um, 82 production.
Yes.
Are you the guy that that sometimes moderated debates? Are you that guy?
Yep, same one.
Yeah, I recognized your voice. I wasn't sure. Okay.
You're a celebrity, Jared.
Still feels weird.
Yeah, well, I've got SC Montreal, and I think Gary was over in my peanut gallery there a little minute ago, and I've invited him to come in to have a one-on-one if they wanted to with anyone.
Can anyone explain what inertial frame of reference and non-inertial mean? What?
You don't want John to explain it?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I don't have any background in physics. I'm not a flat earther, so I don't have any problems to admit that I don't know something. So I'm asking you whether if you know I can Google it, but since we're talking, maybe someone can explain it.
Well, in physics, an inertial reference frame is a frame of reference that's either stationary or it is moving in a straight line at a constant velocity. In other words, not accelerating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A non-inertial reference frame is a reference frame which is accelerating. Now, that could be a linear acceleration or it could be an angular acceleration. So it could be a rotating.
Sorry.
This is what confuses the flat earthers so badly, and it's an unfortunate wording on the part of Wikipedia, which of course is the only place they go for any of their education. But it says very specifically that the Coriolis force is a force that acts on an object that moves in a frame of reference that rotates with respect to an inertial reference frame. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying a non-inertial reference frame that's rotating. It can't just be accelerating any other way. It has to be a rotating non-inertial reference frame. Okay? So that's where a lot of confusion has come from.
So when you say accelerating frame of reference, I mean I still don't accelerating in respect to what?
Well, acceleration being defined as the rate of change of velocity, right?
Well, I think a better answer to that question, Blue, is a non-inertial frame of reference is accelerating in reference to another frame of reference.
Okay, I understand. So it's
I agree with that. Yeah.
So if it accelerating in relation to one to another frame of reference, then I mean only then you can say that this is non-inertial, right? Sorry.
See the Coriolis happening, you can basically guarantee that you're on a rotating non-inertial frame, because you can't get it in any other style of frame. Like you still only need one frame to determine whether or not it's a non-inertial frame.
Yeah,
however, you can see the difference between the two if you're able to place an observer in the inertial frame versus the non-inertial frame. But to see the effect, or to understand, or to see the force, you only need to be in one of them.
Correct. And to go back to the original point that spawned all of this, all that is required for a Coriolis effect, Coriolis force to take happen, is the movement of an object in a rotating frame of reference. Just the one. That's all you need.
That's the only place it's going to happen.
And let's see, I also dropped something in the Daily Boom chat, Terry, if you want to pick that up, something that will help John immensely.
No, it won't.
Well, he seems to think that the reference frame ends at the merry-go-round, but in fact, something that's inertial when compared to the merry-go-round will just appear to change its location in the coordinate system, which goes out indefinitely from all points.
Yeah, and you did a very good job explaining it. It's just there's a wall.
Yeah, you've hit the wall a long time ago.
You can still observe the object from the merry-go-round, even though the object left it. So
yeah, and not so much observe. You can still plot it from that rotating reference frame. That is the thing, is just because you leave the dimensions or any sort of contact of the rotating reference frame, in this case, the merry-go-round, that doesn't mean you can no longer plot against that reference frame. And that is one of the main problems that John was having there.
Mm-hmm.
And to Essie in the chat, no, I didn't correct Wikipedia. Wikipedia was being painfully clinically honest and being very, very careful about how they worded what they said. They described a rotating non-inertial frame of reference as a frame of reference that rotates with respect to an inertial frame. That's a lot of extra words, but it's being very precise about how they described it, to make sure that you get the idea that the damn thing has to be a rotating frame of reference, not just a non-inertial frame. Non-inertial applies to a lot of things, and not necessarily a rotating frame.
Yeah, like actually something like Voyager 1 or Voyager 2 can be in a non-inertial frame of reference if you are actually doing everything based upon the craft itself being as the origination point of your frame of reference to everything else around it.
Right.
And that's not a rotating one. That is still a linear path, but it is still an acceleration.
That's right. Which by definition makes it non-inertial. Makes it non-inertial.
Would you look at that? The damn ball that they toss is doing the same thing that the ball.
Look at this fucking video. It was Frenchman there. I listened to it. he can take a look at this video. He might understand it very, very quickly.
Okay, so John, you do realize that you posted a picture that does the exact same thing as the ball rolling across the ground from MIT, right?
No.
Yes.
If you look at it now, the ball is not on the rotating reference frame. He throws it away from.
And yet the effect of the bend, when you view it from the inertial versus the non-inertial frame, does the exact damn thing. Amazing, John. Thank you for proving my point for me.
No, I'm not proving anything. I just want to take a look at this video and try to understand. It's very simple.
The deflections are identical.
You can also listen to what he says. Expert describes it.
Straight across the spinning merry-go-round. But where will it end up? Will it be caught by the thrower? Will it be caught by the person opposite? Will it be caught by the person to the thrower's left? Or by the person to the thrower's right?
Right, in your own time, throw the ball.
I got this. Oh! So the answer was D. It was caught by the person on the thrower's right. Our camera angles seem to show the ball bend in the air. So is that a camera effect, or are we seeing what they saw?
Hang on, this couldn't get much more simple. The idea was...
Listening to this, they don't say that it leaves the reference frame. It's not even reference frame's not even in the transcript. I don't know what you think you're trying to even prove with this.
His point is he doesn't want to concede that what we've been saying is correct because, like has already been said, this video he shared matches the effect that was shown in the MIT video you shared earlier, Brian.
The ball is not on the rotating reference frame.
The deflection and yet the deflection and the path from the inertial frame are still the exact same as the ball being rolled across the floor.
The ball
if the deflection pattern is exactly the fucking same, what on earth is the difference, John?
Did you hear what he said? He said it was optical
Are we
illusion.
seeing what they saw?
Everybody see it's bending, but it wasn't. It was going straight.
It curved. It curved in relation to the rotating reference frame. It stayed straight in the inertial reference frame, just like the MIT video you have yet to watch.
Then we are talking about two reference frames, right?
So just a general guy who's talking out loud on a National Geographic. You are using words that he says.
I was right and you was wrong.
He
admitted it. He admitted it. Then we are talking about two reference frames. Oh, you are stupid. You said it. Oh, two reference frames. Yes.
But you only need one to determine the Coriolis.
It was in two reference frames. Yes.
Actually, it was not two reference frames. Who said it's in two reference frames? Oh, God.
It was showing two reference frames.
John, let me really blow your fucking mind. That ball. Hang on, John. Shut the fuck up for a second. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for a second and listen.
You lost it.
No, John, I'm really about to blow your mind. That ball exists in all frames of reference.
It leaves the rotating frame.
It is in all frames of reference at once.
Yeah, John, listen. They show the ball from 2 points of view, from 2 frames of reference. Yes, they show it from the rotating frame of reference, and then you can see the hold on.
You know the reference frame.
Hold on, John. Hold on. They show it from 2 frames of reference. First from the rotating frame of reference, and then from the non-rotating frame of reference. It's still, the ball is still in both frames of reference at the same time.
Hey.
It's just a different point of view.
It was
John,
illusion. It was not bending.
John,
it
stop.
was
John,
going straight. The ball was
John.
going. Okay, if nobody was.
Oh my God, John!
If nobody was. Let me talk.
It's a different point of view.
If nobody was casting this ball, the ball will go through the plan to other places because it's not longer on the rotating frame.
All it means, it's a different point of view. That's all.
Yeah.
Optical.
It
would keep curving.
Don't understand nothing.
As long as the ball stays in motion, in reference to that rotating frame of reference, the ball would keep curving.
But it was optical. The ball was going straight. We were talking about this illusion.
In the inertial frame of reference, it was going straight. In the rotating frame of reference, it was curving.
What was curving?
The ball.
No.
The ball.
Yeah.
Curving.
The ball was going straight.
The ball was curving.
It was illusion. It was not real. You just think it is because you're seeing this from the rotating frame. Everything from the rotating frame is like this bending. Yes.
Yes, and even when the ball would leave hang on. And even when the ball would leave the confines of the outer edge of that merry-go-round, in relation to that rotating frame of reference that is the merry-go-round, the ball would keep curving.
Absolutely, you're wrong. You're wrong, and I was right.
So frames of reference have a definitive end.
And he was saying it was an illusion.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, motherfucker. Don't fucking lie to me. I asked you point blank.
You're stupid.
I asked you point blank. I asked you point blank if the frame of reference ended at the rotating table, and you said yes.
AT, you said this was the first time you're talking to John, and let me tell you, you're using way too many big words that he thinks he understands but doesn't understand. So actually, you're just talking to a wall.
Yes.
No, I'm talking to a dishonest piece of shit.
Because you don't understand what you're talking about.
No, you fucking lied to me, jackass. You're a dishonest piece of shit.
No, AT, he doesn't understand that he lied. He doesn't get it.
Oh, you are so bright. You're so bright you can't understand Coriolis.
No, John, I've talked with you so many times. I know you don't understand it. So it's okay, John. It's fine.
You're a loser.
You've not gotten a single definition right except for the one that was spoon-fed. John, you haven't gotten a single definition right. Let's say John, except for one that was spoon-fed to you, and then it took you over 5 minutes to say what the hell it was. You've been categorically wrong on everything.
Because you're talking over me all the time.
Like you just did then.
And if you are listening to the explanation, it was just an illusion. The ball was going straight.
National Geographic is not the
end.
National Geographic illusion. Describe to me what an optical illusion is versus the Coriolis force. The Coriolis force can be defined as being partially optical, but the force itself is very, very real. The deflection occurs.
It's not an illusion if it can be measured.
What can be measured?
The effect.
The effect. The effect is illusion. It can't be measured.
It's not an illusion, John. Listen, somebody on that, some little peant on National Geographic is not the end-all be-all of scientific definitions.
Do you want to measure how the ball was bending?
I showed you MIT. If you want to swing,
John,
if you want to swing dicks about appealing to authority, mine's still bigger. How about that?
Oh wow, you're really stupid.
I can't get it. I can't work this out. I understand this, and I'm not as educated as even John is by the sound of it.
Hey, you want to measure something that is not illusion, or you want to measure it? Really? And you know now, I have told you, the ball was going straight, but you will measure it how much the ball was bending? How stupid can you be? It's unbelievable. You are so lost. You all are lost. It's
Right,
very
so,
funny.
John, you want to talk about that CIA document again?
Okay. Yeah, it will go away from it. It's very great.
John, there's nothing else to talk about here. You don't have a single bit of knowledge about what you're speaking of. We can't go on. We can't
everybody
go on
knows
past the
you are
basics
wrong.
because you don't know anything.
You are a loser. You don't understand the simple
I'm a
thing.
loser? John, come on now. Are you really going to go with the personal attacks on that? You want to compare resumes?
It's not a personal attack. It's the truth.
You want to be personal? You can do that.
You don't understand it, and you have lost this argument. So I'm not saying anything wrong.
He didn't say loser. He said it's an illusion.
I thought he called me a loser. I was about to say, I'll find you and show you how big a loser I am, you fucking retard.
It is an illusion, and he is a loser. Yeah.
Oh, now you're admitting to it.
Of course. You don't understand
simple thing. Like I said, disgusting, dishonest piece of shit.
No, I'm just telling the truth.
Then why did you lie to
don't
me,
understand
jackass?
it.
If you're not a dishonest piece of shit, why did you lie to me?
I'm trying to teach you, but you're about.
AT, he doesn't. AT, please, he doesn't understand the lie. I'm telling you, he doesn't know he lied.
Yeah, no one can be so stupid they don't realize that. No one can be that stupid.
Yeah,
It's
trust me, he is.
Wow, I lost.
Okay, John, I'm stupid. Can you educate me?
And there's also a language barrier. He's not very good at English,
I know,
as you might have noticed.
That is the only right thing you have told me.
Hey, I'm I'm handicapped too. I only speak Australian.
At least it's not Scottish.
I speak many languages. So I'm very, very good because I don't talk English very, very often.
Well, you have to learn Australian because that's not English.
Okay, I agree. No problem.
He speaks dirt the best.
If there's anything you have to come up with, it's okay.
Apparently, Montreal is talking to the mirror again, thinking he embarrassed everyone except himself.
Another one of these people that
I think he's having his own conversation over here.
Yeah, Montreal, when you read the description, it doesn't say that the ball tossed in the air leaves the goddamn reference frame.
It also doesn't say that the reference frame ends at the edge of the rotating merry-go-round. Oh, and by the way, Citizen, that was me. And it's only because of a joke I saw where a movie was recently released that was a Scottish film, released to the UK market, and it required subtitles.
I hope it didn't have as much trouble as I do when I play Dell's video sometimes when the subtitles can't even catch up.
Oh, Dell kills the subtitles.
No.
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 So what's a rotating reference frame again? I'm still confused.
Oh, God.
No, Citizen, yeah, I will completely agree. That is the thing with the Scottish dialects. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm just truly amazed as how English has managed to branch as much as it has. I mean, the Scottish are incomprehensible to practically everybody. The posh Brits, for some reason, sound much more intelligent than they should. Even the most intelligent Texan sounds like an idiot. Like there's just something weird about the English.
Yeah, I guess it's from the TV. Whenever there's like a American movie with a British guy, then he's a genius professor, whatever. And the Southern guy is the idiot, the redneck.
Yes, citizen, it is, and now you're getting it.
Are you reading from the Daily Boom side chat?
Yeah, from the Daily Boom chat. For those who who missed it, okay, it's just a reference frame thing. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even read. John's got some fun. Oh God, what the hell are these things called? Rolls. Triggered over talker.
Yes, I'm Montreal. I'm here. I'm on the panel. I've got a couple of people listening in the background, but we're just feeding through from Jose's Discord.
The rumpus as long as I have. It's not wrong.
True Blue in the side chat with the real talk. Montreal will criticize us on our understanding of physics. He can't answer a basic high school physics problem.
Is he trying to sound smart again? SE Montreal, what's the direction of down on the globe? Where does it point to?
Which way is up?
Is up.
And channel our inner Dallas Dave and be like, "Hey, what is air?" you guys laugh, but I said once we go to war with China, there ain't going to be no bikes in the Walmart. And what are your kids going to have for Christmas? I'll tell you what they're going to have. They're going to have Chinese trying to climb up their chimneys. Australia's already been taken over.
Okay, this sounds like a retelling of a conversation you overheard. Which idiot?
That's Dallas Dave, who is a longtime contributor to Jim Panda's server.
He's hilarious.
And no planes fly to Russia or something or similar?
You'll never find a plane that'll fly from Alaska to Russia.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't fly to Moscow from Anchorage. It's like, well, of course not. Anchorage is not a very big airport. And Moscow is a very long way away.
Yeah, Dallas is something special.
By the way, Terry, according to Dallas Dave, I'm not sure if you knew this, but Australia was actually taken over by China several months ago, and you're living in a FEMA camp right now in Australia.
Uh-oh. I don't get out much. Maybe I haven't realised.
Yeah, I just heard they don't like the term Wolverine yelled while standing on top of a high school press box at a football field. Something about that. They just, I don't know. It might have just been something I saw.
What was your point of reference?
I think it had something to do about Patrick Swayze.
Oh, we got Gary in the side chat now. I wish he'd come back on.
Yeah, I know. He's been over there. A couple of things. I don't even know if it's worth trying to read out.
I'm just gonna put one correction right there. The Rayleigh criterion doesn't segment an object.
Yeah, he really needs to see that video of the lunar analemma, which actually doesn't occur over the course of a year. It happens over the course of a month. And every month the shape is different.
I was going to bring something up that Gary brought up before about this angular, was it angular compression or something? When he said something about two parallel trenches on the ground that disappeared at a point. And I was thinking, isn't that something similar to how we see corpuscular rays from the sun? Because they're parallel rays, but they diverge differently or different. Yeah. Okay. Does that mean that they're parallel?
Yeah, the sun's rays are parallel.
Testably parallel.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone understand how the sun suddenly, at some point, for no apparent reason, suddenly, its bottom part starts to compress? Did anyone
I've never seen that in reality.
What was that?
Why would the sun suddenly at some point start to compress? Why wouldn't how is it keeping the same regular size? And then suddenly at some point in distance, this is what Gary says, it starts to compress. Its bottom part starts to compress. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense how it makes it down to the damn horizon. Because if you take the typical flat earther idea of it being 30 miles wide and 3,000 miles high, it shouldn't get to within 20 degrees of the damn horizon, including perspective. So there's already a huge problem.
I have two other questions for Gary, if he's listening, or instead of just typing.
I'm still trying to work out his statements that he's typing. Trying to work it out. Is it in English?
You got cut and paste Gary going on right now.
Okay.
Right, so the first question is, if the horizon is the point at which things become unresolvable and they compress to one point, how come we can see boats going over that point? And the second question is, if that's the point at which we can't see things anymore, does that mean the sun, when it sets, is at, what's the distance to the horizon? 3 miles, let's say. Does that mean the sun is at 3 miles distance from us when it sets? Gary?
Wouldn't the ocean get a bit warm?
Actually, that brings up another point there for you to add as well. If the horizon is where angular compression and the Rayleigh criteria were kicking in, that would mean that however high up you go, that should mean that the horizon should rise to 0.02 degrees below your eye level, and it doesn't, which means that guess what? Earth's not flat.
Yeah, and if you go up, if we go up now, we see more. But if the thing that Gary says were true, we should actually see less because the distance to the horizon gets increased if you go up.
Guys, which chat are you looking at?
Oh, that's in my YouTube. On my YouTube. Aren't you over there?
No. Is that another show going on?
Yeah, not mine. My show.
What's your YouTube channel name?
Here,
Terry Davies.
I'll put it in.
Terry Davies?
No, don't look up Terry Davies. You'll find...
There's a link. There's a link to it right there.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I didn't
look
know
up Terry Davies. You'll find a schizophrenic guy who built his own operating
make sure
system.
you say it right when you spell it.
I follow the Blue Marble link. Thanks.
Yeah, that'll get you there.
Hopefully Bandy gets to read my answer to his question.
What was Bandy's question?
Bandy was asking which way is left.
That's a typical Bandy question.
And to answer a question from Montreal in the chat, I'm fairly certain that there's very few, if nobody, standing to my antipode. That would put it in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I don't even know where mine is right now.
My apologies, the Indian.
Yeah, I think it's the Indian Ocean for us, Brian.
Yeah, it'd definitely be the Indian Ocean. I don't know. Just lost my train of thought there for a moment.
All right, so mine's not going to be too far off then. Slightly south and west of yours.
Blue, don't start Bandy on that.
What?
Push-pull. If you think of it the way he does, he will have an answer for you for everything, because I understand where he's coming from for that one. But that's to do with vectors and something else.
What's your vector, Victor? Okay, I see the comment that you copied from Montreal there, Ed, and it doesn't answer my question. What is
Oh, well, it doesn't. Does it really matter? Because this is the globe, right? Ground down, sky up. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, but I think my up's different to your up.
No, they both look away from the center of Earth.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the ground is down everywhere and the sky is up everywhere. So thanks, Montreal. You agree with the globe. Dumbass.
If you're pointing to a different direction in free space, doesn't mean we both don't agree that down is towards the center of Earth.
Oh, it's always funny to see Gary say that someone else is arguing with idiots in reference to us, and yet he's the one who ran away.
So what was this about? He thinks you can see the entire Earth from the ISS?
But you know when they do those like a panoramic type shots with the camera, with a different type of lens, and you can actually see the whole Earth from when they look out the viewpoint. I think it's out that viewing platform.
Yeah,
But you don't see the whole Earth. You see about 4 or 5% of the Earth. That's all.
Yeah, but see, they're at 250. They're at about 250 miles up. They still have a horizon. It's just that their horizon's a lot further away than ours.
Gary wants us to Google it. Gary said Google. Do you trust Gary? Do you trust Google, Gary?
Well, for those in the best worst country, if I don't get to talk to you in the next few days, hope you have a enjoyable Thanksgiving. I'm calling it a night because I actually have to work for the next few days. Yay.
Cheers. See you later, AT.
Hey,
later, Joe. Sorry, Blue.
We don't even know what Thanksgiving is.
I think it's something to do with the turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it
Yeah,
a
it's
duck?
an excuse.
Or is it a duck?
You can do both. You can have a turducken, but then you got to find a chicken.
Oh, what about a pheasant?
Hey, we got a few of them in the chat. Hey, Gary, we got a use for you.
Well, you could shove the what do they do? They shove the pheasant in the chicken, and then the chicken in the thing, and
No. So you put the chicken inside the duck, and then the duck inside the turkey. Turducken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tastes exactly wrong.
Precisely.
It's only slightly less wrong if you deep fry it.
I now have to do a deep fried turducken. Thank you for making this Thanksgiving slightly more complicated for me.
Hey, it's part of what I do.
Yeah, it's good talking to you, Jared.
Not a problem. We'll see you around. We're going to be having some stuff going on my Discord server and other stuff. I don't know yet if I'm doing anything live this upcoming weekend, but I did kind of leave it up to probably the worst people to make the decision, the other panel members and the viewing audience. So knowing my luck, they're probably going to want something to happen. We'll see, though. But until then, catch y'all later.
Later, Joe.
All right. See ya.
Now, what point does that make that you can see the Southern Cross from Texas into Hawaii? How low in the sky would it be in the Northern Hemisphere?
So just a little quick math there. From the from 250 miles up, you've got a viewing radius of about 1,300 miles. When you go ahead and do the surface area calculation for that, and then compare it to the surface area of the Earth, you wind up with approximately 3%, which is exactly what we expect. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, I might finish up over on my stream. I'll just go back to my Discord. If anyone wants to join that, they can do that from over there. It's been fun. If anyone here hasn't got, if anyone in Jose's chat hasn't got my Discord or whatever, let me know and I'll shoot them. And I did shoot somebody a link somewhere.
Yeah, you DM'd me.
Yeah. Yeah, you only get it by private invitation. You have to be a special person.
Send it to me, Terry. I'm not a special person, but send it.
Tell someone to me. My is currently freaking out, and it doesn't have an avatar picture yet.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you? There you are. There you go. Special invites for special people.
I'm so special.
Has Ed
I
got...
feel more,
Are you in
I
mine,
feel more
Ed?
special. I feel more special than any other flat earther right now.
Okay, if you go there now, I better give you a roll, otherwise you'll won't be able to do anything. It doesn't automatically give you a roll. There we go.
Thank you.
That's Yossi's done. I'll finish up over here and I'll go over to my stream then. I'll talk to you later, or whoever wants to join or not. I'll be over in my Discord.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day, Terry. Sorry I'm late.
Late? What do you mean late?
Well, you said you were going to shut this down. I just got here.
No, I haven't. No, I shut down the link over onto Jose's one.
Oh, okay. So you're going to keep the live stream going, are you?
Yeah, I'm still live.
All right.
I'll stay live for a little while. There seems to be a few unsalted peanuts out in the peanut gallery. Oh, True Blue, didn't I give you a spanner, Blue? Discord, look, John. Well, when you were back in, when you were back in Discord on Jose's, type something in Jose's, and I can send you the link. Wait a minute, I've got to go back to Jose's Discord, so I can send you the link. Jose. Where'd you go, Jose? There you are. I can find you over in Jose's to send you the links. Oh, there you are. Okay, invite to me. That's it. Blue's already got a link, so he's okay. I don't know if I sent one to Ed. Not sure. I'll just send it again anyway. That's that out of the road. No, I haven't been doing the Monday one a lot, Huey. I've been experimenting since I've been able to come back on live again. I've been experimenting with the time to do it Mondays, just like an after show, before show type thing. So this is getting a bit late in the day now. I would have started about my lunchtime, so it's probably really hours the early hour of the morning for UK, which is 5:15 over there for them, and it's 12:15 for US East Coast. So this is when I probably would have already been
2:15 here.
Yeah, I would. In the daytime.
Yeah, correct.
But
Monday.
but UK is 5:15 in the morning, and US is 12:15 in the morning. So
yeah, you're not going to please everyone.
No, I know. That's why I was doing it my time a little bit earlier. Like 4 or 5 hours ago, I was going to start. But Jose's seems to be doing them on my Monday, but he has done it earlier, and then he has done it later in the past, where I used to catch the after show part. But he was a bit early today, in the middle of the day, so it's a middle in between time.
He was late today. I mean, I just got up and he went.
Oh, so he only streamed once today, yeah? Because usually it's the middle of our night when he usually does a stream.
That's right, yeah. So today he was late.
I thought I gave you a spanner, Blue. Try again. I'm just fixing up the unsalted peanut out there. Discord link. Yeah, I sent you a Discord link. Wait till I just fix up that one. I could just go and check Discord, because I only have one monitor. Well, I sent some people some links. I see some people are hiding over in Discord though. I think they can hear you in here. Yeah, Dark Steve. Yeah, I just gave you a spanner. You guys can talk in Discord. You can be heard in Zoom. I'm over in Zoom on the YouTube channel. You should have the right roles. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, you got the right role. Mute Donkey. I'll just check to make sure he's set. Yep. And Doofus, make sure he's right. Yeah, he's all got the role. Well, that was an interesting half a show I seen of Jose's today. I don't know what happened.
Indeed, it was.
The beginning bit I'd caught with Professor Bell, so I caught that bit to do with something about travelling to different planets, maybe Moon, Mars stuff. But then after that, I don't know what was spoken about. I find it interesting the idea, the concept of actually going to another planet. But is it because we want to, like as in adventurers, or like wanting to find things and do things, or just other reasons? Monetary reasons, resources. Like what reasons would you have to do it? Like when we first went to the moon, it's because they wanted to, or we had to, or something. Different reasons.
Well, flat earthers think that we should have been to the moon because this is what's needed to prove them that that they are not being lied to. This is their way of thinking.
Yeah, I can't see what their problem is with it. They just cherry pick different things about certain things. That gets into the conspiracy side of things, which is not so much the technical things, but they say, why don't we go to the moon now, or something? Well, we haven't got the technology, or something, or whatever it was. Or we haven't got the same technology, but different technology.
Yeah, when we went to the moon before, we were using pretty much analog technology. Now we have digital technology, and that requires different stuff to be tested to make sure that it's safe to travel with people.
It's to do with all the electronic components, isn't it? Once you get away from the Earth, it's out in space. There's something to do with the radiation and things like that.
It's because of how small our electronics are nowadays and how close things are together at that level. There is some fear that, I mean, from my understanding, that the radiation could knock some atoms out of place or whatever, which basically would make computers read things incorrectly and then could do bad things. And I mean, it's one thing if you're sending up an unmanned rocket, it's the loss of a bunch of money, but it's not too bad. It's another thing when you have, human lives on board, and that rocket being nudged a little off trajectory means that you've just launched a bunch of people into space and there's no way for them to get home.
Well, what technology did they use for all the Voyagers and unmanned satellites they sent out? That would have had some sort of electronic componentry in them.
Yeah, but they never came back, did they?
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know what Voyager specifically had on it. I know they have some radio stuff and whatnot, but I know like the Apollo missions was almost all they had electronics, but they were all analog electronics, from my understanding.
Well, I think they had computers. They're very basic, but they did have them, didn't they?
Yeah, I think our mobile phone. Somebody gave the analogy that our mobile phone could have sent one of the Apollo missions to the moon and back with room to spare.
Yeah, the computers. There's a channel, Smarter Every Day, and a few months ago they actually did an episode with somebody where they were looking at the computers on that were part of the Apollo mission, and they're not much. I mean, they're basically just a fancy calculator, and everything else is done through other means.
And weren't they controlling the computer basically manually when they had to compute things up there as well? It wasn't
That I don't know.
Yeah, because what I figured out is what they It's not as if like what we do here, we just press something and then just press enter. They had to actually program the computer manually. They had to put certain things into the computer.
And most of the electronics were, yeah.
That's what I was led to believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got 29 watching and only 13 likes.
That's just terrible.
That's terrible. Usually I get a good ratio. I'll always get the downvote, which doesn't bother me. It all adds to the algorithm. That'd probably be Gary or SE.
SE.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't come back into the chat since I left over Jose's.
Yeah, I think SE went to bed.
Yeah, John
Okay,
Bernard.
guys,
John, what's his name? John Bernard. Was it John Bernard or something? Yeah, they're all left.
John Bernard.
Yeah, they're all left. Oh, Blue's over there still. He probably fell asleep. Yeah, I sent him a link. Being English not being your first language makes it very hard to communicate your ideas and explanations. That's not. I'm not putting it down or discrediting him for his knowledge, but what lack of.
Like a month ago, it took us over 15 minutes with 4 people trying to get him to go in a text channel on Discord. So he probably will never read your invitation.
Yeah, in fact, I said the electronics are fine. Look at the Mars rovers. Yes, the Mars rovers have made it. So.
Oh yeah, that's the other ones I didn't think of. Yeah.
I think it's more of developing the systems for the life sustainability systems, and like I said, I don't have the details on that, but I know there was some stuff, and that quote that they cherry pick from is from years and years ago, anyways. So how much it still stands up is probably not as much as they all like to sit on it.
Don't they always bring up the Van I was going to say Van Halen. The other one. The other word.
Yeah, the Van Allen.
Yeah, that's it. I keep getting Van Halen stuck in my head every time I think of it.
Okay, guys, I'm off. See you around. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah, that gets brought up a lot. I don't know.
You're right, I do.
Super deadly Van Allen radiation, Bill.
Yeah, that's it.
Super deadly.
Oh, them Dick Van Dyke belts are bad. That's Dave Cannabis over in... What moon land... Bandy says, what moon landings? Where were you, Bandy? I seen it live on TV. I mean, I'm that old. Sorry.
Now that you mentioned the moon landing again, Jose said something very specific. He said it was sketchy because we didn't go back there. So we did go there previously then.
Yeah, in the wording, yeah, we didn't go back. Yeah.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Well, and other countries have at least sent orbiters and different stuff there since we've been there. So you think somebody would have said something, especially since a bunch of those countries don't like the U.S. and would really like any chance they can to show superiority over them.
Yeah, but that's just an act. Behind the scenes, they all work together. And now that you say that, someone talked about the China thing today. I can't remember who it was, but he said the footage of the thing that was trying to land on the moon, the footage looked exactly the same as the Apollo missions, and therefore it's fake. Were you expecting a different moon?
Oh, Jose's back.
Jose or Flip Flop? Oh, Jose.
We'll see if he flip flops.
Yeah, well, all the evidences that we've got for the moon landing is just outweigh the conspiracies for it. Like even the one where they shine the laser up to the moon and back. Well, how did the reflectors get onto the moon in the first place?
Yeah. And that's something anybody can do.
Yeah. If you got a laser.
Sure, but I mean, you can pick up a decent green laser for like $5.
You're not gonna get a return for a $5 green laser. Sorry, they're like gigawatt intensity. You know, the ones they use for those laser ranging. It's not
All
true
right,
to
that's a
say
fair
anyone
point.
can do it.
A ham moon bounce is the more practical solution.
Yeah, well, I've got to head out in a little while, so I'll have to cut this where it is. You're quite welcome to hang here if you want. So whoever's on the panel, Huey and Howard, they can, and Scott. Well, Scott's always there. You can jump back on.
Are you cutting the live stream?
Yeah, well, I've got to go and pick the. Well, we've been going for 3 hours on my end.
Yeah, it's just that I've got to go out too. Maybe I'll just drop the live stream then.
Yeah. Yeah, I was over on Jose's Discord for a while before I started this, because Jose went later than what I thought he would to start this stream. So I was hoping to get in a bit earlier. But next Monday's the same thing. We'll try it again.
Yeah, good idea.
Depending on what time anyone's. I don't like to overlap too much. I didn't want to overlap Jose's stream today, but
Jose was late today. You got to remember. So next week,
maybe
earlier.
Yeah, maybe next Monday. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I like to stream about my time, about 12 o'clock in the daytime. So that's how long ago would that have
I'll
been?
put it in your diary.
Put it in your diary. Well, that's what I've been trying the last couple of Mondays, and it seems to work better at my time, about 12 o'clock, to catch people. I've tried it later, didn't work. So, and I can't do it too early because yeah. All right then. Thanks, guys. I'll go back over to Discord.
Steady as she goes.
Yeah. I'll